Assalamualaikum everyone. This video was made to fulfill one of the assessments for the Cross-Culture Understanding course, which was lectured by Mrs. Nini Suryati Ningsi, SPD MPD. Arranged by Devi Ramadhani Prasetyo, Diva Nooryza Sativa, and Nanda Nurjanah. Here we take a film with the title Nagabonar jadi dua. The first is a synopsis. A synopsis is a concise and clear summary of a book, film, and other type of work without omitting important elements in the script. The synopsis of the film Nagabonar Dua is the storyline revolves around the relationship between Nagabonar as Deddy Miswar and Bonaga as Tora Sudiro in the life of a young metropolis. Bonaga, a successful businessman, gets a resort construction project from a Japanese company. Unfortunately, the land that the Japanese company is targeting is none other than the oil palm plantation owned by his father, Nagabonar. So, Bonaga brought his father to Jakarta so he could persuade Nagabonar to sell the land. Bonaga's efforts were unsuccessful. Nagabonar's stubbornness to defend the plantation land, where there are also the grave of his wife, mother, and friend, the arrogant Bujang, became even more intense when he found out that the prospective buyer of the land was a Japanese company. Will Nagabonar and Bonaga strive to understand each other's perspective and value. The deadline for Bonaga draws near. However, in the end, Bonaga canceled the agreement because he knew his father was actually hard to agree to. He did not want to make his father sad because he loved his father very much. Following points of analysis from the film Nagabonar jadi dua. First, there are psychical barriers, but for this film there is no psychical barriers. Second, perceptual barriers are located in the sentence. 1. They play a lot in open space with the types of games played in a group, so that the sense of togetherness and kinship between local children is stronger than children living in urban areas. 2. People who live in urban areas tend to be apathetic, while local people are usually sensitive to what is happening in their environment. Third, emotional barriers are located in the sentence is he wants to build elite housing on his father's oil palm plantation. However, Nagabonar vehemently refused because in his palm oil plantation there were a grave of people he loved very much, namely his wife Kirana, his mother, and his younger brother Bujang.
Analysis number 4. Culture barriers. Nagabonar reprimanded the bus driver until the bus finally returned to work. The individual nature of society is indeed quite strong. Things like this have become a culture or a habit of the community that is formed due to an environment that is too boxy. Number 4. Language barriers. 1. Nagabonar has a typical North Sumatran accent. Bonaga also has a North Sumatran accent, but not as thick as Nagabonar because he has lived in Jakarta for a long time. Bonaga's friends speak Indonesian and Jakarta accents. Sometimes they use English. 2. Betawi accented Bajaj driver and Japanese-speaking partner Bonaga. Number 7. interpersonal barriers. In judging a person, ancient people and today are also different. People today can be respected if they have an attractive physique and more material, as discussed by Nagabonar and Monita. Monita believes that Bonaga can attract his attention because he has a handsome and well-established face. Nagabonar wondered why his wife used to want to marry him while Nagabonar was ugly and had nothing to be proud of. Finally, they conclude that the difference in time is also accompanied by differences in society in judging a person.
And the last conclusion. Beside on the analysis using existing social codes, namely costumes, movements, expressions, and appearance, it can be concluded that 1. This film presents the cultural diversity that does exist in Indonesia. The setting uses the city of Jakarta because the city of Jakarta is the capital of the state and of course has its own charm for people from various regions to try to live in Saria. Therefore, there is cultural pluralism that is in one place and is multicultural or pluralistic. Pluralism is defined as a society whose citizens are diverse, both based on ethnicity, race, religion, and social status. A cultural diversity that has a variety of ways and costume and different educational backgrounds or creates barriers to communication between cultures with each other. Things that are seen as taboo by one costume may be considered normal by a costume of another tribe. If these barriers are not bridged, conflict will arise. No one culture is considered better than another culture. Everything is equal because each culture contributes to the cultural diversity that exists in Indonesia. This is often forgotten when excessive love for a particular culture leads to the view that other people's culture are as good as that culture. And two things that need to be done to bridge culture difference are the ethics or pluralism. In the current era of cultural pluralism, identity can no longer be fixed statically at one primordial point in another period. Is in traditional societies. Pluralism is essentially an attitude of acknowledging and respectfully maintain and develop or something a situation that is plural, many or plural, so that a different or plural society can live without forcing a culture to decay and merge with other cultures. Nagabonar realized and admitted that Bonaga was not the same as him. Because of his immense love for Bonaga is his own way. Nagabonar adapted to the time that Inukan was familiar with. Also with Bonaga, who becomes of his immense love for him, welcome himself. Total pluralism will not be achieved if the attitude of tolerance, willing to admit, respect, is only carried out by one pillar, but must be realized and carried out by other parties. So there is our analysis about communication barrier in the movie Nagabonar Jadi Dua. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.